Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Soft Commodities Report, and starting with cotton here. Now, as you know, we were looking at this market in such a way that realizing that all of this was a corrective pattern here, all of this, and that would be making new lows through here. So we had 5 waves down through to here. So we were looking for a counter trend, 61.8, whatever, and then down from that point. And that's still on the card. So we can still call this wave 1 and this wave 2, but we would need to see it fade from this point here, and we would need to see it move down from this point. If that's not the case, then we need to label this strong move up as wave 1, wave 2 pulling back into here, wave 3, and so on, wave 4 and wave 5. So really it's all a matter of just allowing this to to fold back into this medium level here. And let's just look at this on that strong move up on the 15-minute chart here. What we can see here is that obviously it's been shaken up quite strongly here. So this move is long. This next move is shorter than this move, and these are becoming short here, and the market's starting to create overlapping wave structures. What I mean by that is that like this low here, for instance, overlaps this top here. So we're starting to see the market was very strong, and it sort of followed through a little bit, but now it's getting weaker and weaker. So not sure how this is actually going to pan out here if we get another one up here, but we should see this market back down at this level through here. This structure is a little bit tricky to work out in terms of the wave count, so to speak. So I think that I would just prefer to I know it's tiring, and the probability of it pulling back into 65 is certainly a high probability, and the distance above here we could also match up with the distance below, so we could be looking in this area through here. So I suggest that we just chill out and allow this market to play out in this area here, and see if we can actually recognize a particular pattern or something or rather to go off before we look for the next trend here. But we'll be open-minded and just allow this market to do its thing as such. So we'll just put this medium level in here and fatten it up a little bit, and it's all good. Okay, so that's that. And the next market, the other point too that I need to make here is that we're expecting the US dollar index to become stronger over the next session or two. So not that that's going to impact directly or straight away, but we'll keep an eye on it, if and as it increases, we'll see what pressure it applies to certain commodities as such. The cocoa market here is no change really. Basically, in a nutshell, we know that we got 5 waves down here. We know that, looking for a bounce basically. So we're just looking for some sort of bounce here that we can look to short again here on this side. It may be a little bit sort of risky here as such, but let's see how we go. I wouldn't mind getting a small position on this side after we can see a bounce, or even a consolidation in this 61.8 retracement area across this trading level 3 here. So we're just still waiting here for that one, waiting patiently. The wheat market, the wheat, corn and soybean, of course, are all sort of much the same. And so I don't really know what to sort of say about all of this really. It's just a little bit sort of messy, and it's not... So I know that this move up here is an ABC correction. Now, it could be wave 4 up here. I know this move down through here is only in 3 waves so far. I know things can get skewed at large numbers, so I'm aware of that as well. So even if we get a move down here, I will still consider the move down here as wave 1, because we're looking at all this as wave 3 here, and we know that there's wave 1 and 2 in here, then 1 and 2 in here, 3 and 4 and 5 here. So we still need to find the low of that wave 1 here as such, and it's just not concrete enough at this stage. And yeah, there's nothing really to do or say about anything. We can have all of this as wave 1 down here. It's not like we've taken out new lows here. We're looking at this in terms of on the daily chart here. So obviously we're seeing, with this market coming down here, and we're seeing these bounces. These are corrective bounces. It's an A and a B and a C wave in 5 waves here. So a corrective bounce that can be some type of wave 4 here. Then we've got 5 waves down here. Then we've got another ABC bounce here as well. We're looking at 5 waves here. So in a way, we know that the market is slowing down. And, if this 5 wave structure here, for instance, if it made a new low here as such, then we could actually consider it being a serious low and seeing further upside here based on the fact that this is bouncing like a ball and slowing down. But because it hasn't taken this low out through here, we still need to look at this as possibly down for 1 here, ABC back for 2, and down for 3 here. So what we're looking for is we're looking for this bounce here, and it's just not there just yet. The corn market is exactly the same as well, but it's got a little bit better form and shape to it in that we've got 1, 2 here, and considering all of this, the 3rd wave here, and a 4th wave, and then 1, 2, 3, hopefully 4. Hopefully this will roll over and give us that 5th wave here that we can lock it in as wave 1 here, and then we can watch all the markets, all the grains anyway, some of them will be in sync, for an A and a B and a C as a retest, and then we can look to short them if we've got this as a corrective pattern here, and we're looking at all the right things here. We can't go long or short here because we're just going to get, it's just going to chop us up. So it's just pointless at that stage. But that one's got better form. The soybean is a bit more bearish as well, and a different pattern again as well. So I was considering this one here in terms of this wave 1. I was a little bit unsure about that, if you remember, but it's the best fit that we've got. And wave 2 here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 3rd, the 4th and the 5th here. Then the A, the B and the C retesting 1000 trading level 1, and then looking at this coming down here as wave 1 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this is quite a different count than the other markets, isn't it? The other markets were still looking for the low of wave 1, which is sort of over here, but this one's sort of, I don't know, sort of out there by itself, isn't it? So could be a bit of a leader, but even so, we still need for this 1, 2, 3. If we get this 4th and 5th down here, then we can look at shorting this side over here. Right, what have we got next? Orange juice, not much movement here. So yeah, just sort of letting it settle. I mean, if you were anything in this market, you would need to be long, and the stop would still be under this point here. And the reason I say that for is because I can see all of these structures here haven't unwound properly up through here. There's still more to unwind here, and this move that's down through here, as dodgy as it is, it's in 3 waves, so it is corrective. This market can push straight up from here. You might get lucky and it'll come back down here, and that's a good thing with a proper triangle. You can always start buying on the lows here once you work out what the balance point is. But not kind of that interested really in this, but like I said, the stop would need to be under here, and just buy new highs. Anything that triggers a new high, take it. the sugar market, no real change here. We're considering all of this here a corrective pattern. It's considering all of this a corrective pattern here. The 38.2 retracement level is a little bit higher, so in this sort of space here, it does look like it could climb a bit further than that, because what we'd need, this would obviously be an A wave and a B wave into here, so we'd be looking at, if you wanted to work it out, would be looking at getting a 5-wave structure coming into play here before we see this sort of fail to the downside here. You could probably short a breaking of that particular trend line there, but as it stands, it is we haven't completed the structure to the downside. It's quite clear that this is wave 1, quite clear it's wave 2 here, the wave 3 here, so we don't have 4, which is happening now, and we don't have 5 in play here, but we can't expect, with commodities we can get extensions in the 5th wave, which is, in stock we mainly get them in 3rd wave. In commodities we can get them either in the 3rd or the 5th is very common as well, just as common as the 3rd wave. But in this case here, this one looks a little bit shorter than this move here, so we can expect wave 5 here to be shorter than wave 3. And in fact, if we wanted to draw that out, we could draw it out like this here, looking at 61.8% move here. So it doesn't really leave, if I copy that segment over to the 38.2 retracement level. So yeah, look, just coming down here a little bit. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be shorter. So yeah, that's the way the cookie crumbles, I'm afraid. So that's it. If we haven't covered soybean oils. Not a lot of change in the soybean oil. We're looking for a low here, and our good friend Vadim mentions that that El Nino has a strong relationship with this particular market, and this is why we bring it into the fold here. And looking at sort of playing havoc with the crops, but also looking at this finishing down here. So once we can, we'll do our best to track this down here, but I think at the end of the day, the safe thing to do is, once we've got 3,000 as support, or pops its head back over here, except on this wave 4 here, because this wave 4 can actually pull back to wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here. So we will need to allow that to play out through here, but we'll keep a close eye on it. And it may not even come down that far as such. The commodities, generally speaking, still heading lower. Oil, gas, other commodities, and so on. And we're seeing, we're looking for that stronger US dollar to help with that situation as well. So, but the main point is that trading is all about the setup, and we don't have that setup, and we're more interested in going long here once this 5-wave structure is complete. It's quite a nice 5-wave structure, actually. The only thing that I'm not sure about, and I haven't had time to look at it in detail yet, is that's wave 1, not a problem. I'm not sure if this is the A, the B, and the C here. I'm not sure if wave 2 should be sitting where the A wave is. That's the mistake. If I've made a mistake, that's where it is. But still, at the end of the day, we want to be on that support here of 3,000. Alrighty, cheers.